Hi, my name is Colin Miller, and we're looking today at hiding content, moving content, copying content, and manipulating it so that it's ready for the new academic year. Anybody who's been along to any of my workshops in Edinburgh will have already heard a lot of this, but for refreshers and for people who are just looking for a quick guide, I'm just going to rattle through some of this very quickly now. Okay, so the question that I'm often asked is, why is all the content available from the previous year? That's a decision taken by Heriot-Watt University's VLE management group, and it allows all the content to be copied over. The only thing that is not copied over are the enrolments, and both students and staff. So what you see when you get your new course for the academic year is all of last year's content, and that isn't always appropriate. Sometimes you want to hide sections, sometimes you want to delete everything. The fastest way to hide a section of last year's content entirely without deleting it is via the left-hand navigation menu. Now, learning materials here, okay, we don't want the students to see that when the course becomes available. Obviously, this is a test course, so it's currently available. Hide link, this little icon appears here, and it says that the link is hidden from students. If I select edit mode off, then we see on the left hand side that the learning materials folder is no longer in view. So with that in mind, that's quite useful, but then I want to actually upload the new content. I have to add a content area. However, if I do that with learning materials still here, I will not be able to name the new folder learning materials, so I quickly have to rename that, and just for backup purposes, LM 2012-2013 for example. That is now a unique name. I'm going to drag it out of the way and create my new content blank area, call it learning materials, make it available for users off from the start, and then drag it up into the top position there. So that's now hidden all of last year's learning materials, and they're still there if I want to use them. So I could, for example, I want to use this SCORM package here, which was a test, so I'm going to move that out, and I select the folder I want to put it in, so go back up to learning materials, then it automatically populates, and there we go. So now when I look into learning materials, I see that the item that I moved is there. That's a good way to just quickly take the bits that you want out of various subfolders. You can, of course, move entire subfolders as well. So select that, and there in learning materials now, I see the folder and I also see the review questions. Okay, so that's great if you just want to quickly reuse some parts and upload new content. If I wanted to remove individual items, I select the little menu that's next to the title of the item and delete. And that removes it. I can also delete entire folders. So if I delete the entire folder, then that's gone too. So you can also, if you wish, delete on that scale. Perhaps slightly more useful if you're starting from scratch and you haven't added any extra content and you just quickly want to wipe your entire course clean. Go into packages and utilities, choose the bulk delete option, find the folder that you want. Typically you want to get rid of announcements from last year because they're also rolled over and copied, and you may want to get rid of some of the items in assessment, and maybe, just let's say you have not actually archived or copied your learning materials folder and made a new one. It's all still in there for 2012-13. To actually select that one, but I'll select that one there for demo purposes. Now, the only peculiarity of this is you have to type delete just to make sure, and make sure your delete has a capital D. When you're happy with your selection, press submit, and the screen comes up and says success, that it's been completed. And sure enough, we see these little icons now which indicate that the sections have no content. So very quickly we've gone through making sections of content unavailable, moving sections out of an archive on the same course into a visible content area, and also bulk deleting the entire course or sections of the entire course. If I wanted to then copy something, say I accidentally delete something from the previous year, I would go back into my courses and now select the course from the previous year that has the content that I want to copy over. I find the copy, find the content. It's actually an empty folder, that one. Choose this item here. I want to copy it because I still want to retain the version in the source, which is the earlier year. So I copy this. It asks me which course do I want to put it into. I'm going to put it into the 2008-9 version, and then I select the folder. This is a wee bit frustrating because if I don't put a folder in, when I go to submit, then it says it can't be blank. So what I have to do is actually select a folder. And this, it calls it a folder, but it's actually the left-hand menu item. So it won't create a new menu item. It will only place it within existing menu items on the left-hand side. So anyway, having selected the correct target destination course and the destination folder within that, I press submit, and then I browse into my 2008-9 version, and I see that in learning materials there's the item that I just copied over. So even if you delete everything from the 2013-14 course, or whichever year you're working in, and you still want to get access, you'll always have access to the previous year, and then you can copy something into that new course. Those are the most straightforward ways of managing your content and making them unavailable from students. What I'll do in the next video is go into a little bit about hiding and timing release of items for the coming semester. Thank you.